Most students have the problem of academic remembrance. Is there something like that? Yes, there's something like academic remembrance. This is basically when you read something and in like 1 week time, 2 weeks time, it's hard for you to remember or recall what you even read, and it's really frustrating. Like I've been in that shoe. I'm a medical student. I'm a student, and I believe many other students have been in this same space, in this same shoe. Right? You read something. The next 1 week, somebody asks you, it's like it's a whole different topic, and you begin to wonder,
Did I read this thing? When did I read it? Have I seen this thing before?
and it can be so frustrating, and that feeling is so annoying. If you're someone who always want to remember everything you read in 1 week time, in 2 weeks time, then this video is for you. Make sure you watch to the end, click the red subscribe button, like and share. The first thing you should be considering as a student for remembrance of what you've been studying is engagement in class engagement. Do you engage in class? Ask yourself that. Do you, this is not just the mere you asking question in class, asking your lecturers question in class. Fine, I understand that most persons are shy, most persons can't just get up and start asking questions. But like class engagement is, do you actually write notes in class? Do you actually pen down something? Yes, a lecturer, almost every lecturer give slides, give their PDFs out, and that is a big advantage. That is what every student needs when a lecturer gives them, so give their slide out. There are some things this lecturer might be teaching or saying that is not in his slide. There are some things that he randomly says out of his head that you just have to pen it down, because most of the things lecturer even said, part of it are from what they said in class, not even from their slide. So how can this class engagement help you to, remember everything you've read? First of all, writing something down, penning something down is a big game that we should emphasize a lot on. When a lecturer is talking and you're writing this down, you're giving a connection with your brain that, okay, you've heard something like this, you've seen something like this. It gives your brain this kind of 10% boost, 10% remembrance. And by the time you might go through this note again, or by the time you might read this thing again, the boosting increases 30%, 50%, and before you know it's 100%, and it's very hard for you to forget that. I'm a bit late for class. This video is actually going to be more like a vlog form, but while I go to school, I'll also be telling you how steps you can take to, be able to read and to remember all that you've read.
Any point.
We are done with our first class. We had surgery lectures, and it was based on obstructive jaundice, right? But I think we also have clinic to attend. The theater should be going on. But I'm going back to the hostel to drop this textbook I just bought before I get my scrubs and get going. The class we had this morning was really an impromptu one because I went for night class yesterday. There was no lecture update to 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. this morning, so we all assumed that there will be no lecture for today. But lo and behold, I woke up by 7 minutes after 8, right? And I saw my roommate dressing up, and I'm like, is there class? Is there any lecture update? She said yes. Which lecturer is coming? She said I was surgery lecturer, and I had to check the group chat, and lo and behold, they posted a group update by 4 minutes after 8, guys. 4 minutes after 8. But our course rep didn't really know about this. The lecturer just, an impromptu stuff. So I just had to hurry. And as at 9 minutes after 9, at least I was in class. And that was early. So I also came back to have breakfast. Hi you all. I just came back from school right now. And it's currently to 4. 45 minutes after 3, that is 15 minutes to 4, and I'm tired and I think I need to rest because it's very most likely that I'm going to go for night class today, so I'll just have to rest before I wake up and prepare for that. So the next thing that helps me to remember why I read is studying past questions. Yes, but I'll talk about that tomorrow. And to get some updates on other mini vlogs that I do relating to med school, make sure you're following my other social media account, my IG and my TikTok. Dera's Corner on IG and Dera's Corner on YouTube for TikTok. This is currently Thursday afternoon, and the time is, what's the time? This is 3:48. That is to 4. Fresh. I just freshened up right now, and we didn't have class today. I didn't go for lectures earlier, so I just had to, make proper good use of today. I read my books. Obviously, I should do that. Back to where we were yesterday on how you can remember, or how I remember everything that I've read, and how you can remember everything you've read. We were talking about past questions yesterday. Now, checking on past questions or going through your past question is a game changer. It's a big deal for you because though they might not just repeat these past questions, right? But it gives you a structure of how the question is going to look. It gives you that kind of direction in your head. It makes you have this direction in your head that okay, let me read this thing and know how I will answer if that exact question comes out the next time and how I can answer it, and probably help you to understand relative questions in that same topic. And now, even if it's not just past question, because I think there's something that happens. I don't know if this happens in your school, but during the normal beginning of the section, past questions don't come out. But you see, when exam periods are nearing, when it's almost time for exams, you just see exam questions flying helter skelter. So you won't want to wait that time before you start your reading, or start putting things in your head. You won't want to wait to that time. So what you will do is, sometimes some lecturers during their classes, they might just say, or
Okay.
this is what is going to come out, or make sure you read this particular topic. Like they just give you random questions during their lectures that might sometimes come out during exams or might not. But those questions they've given in class, make sure you follow, answer it very, very well. Because by the end of the semester or the section, all those little questions they give during class is going to sum up to a whole question bank that you can rely on, or you can go through before the exam date. The next thing you can apply for you to remember everything you've read is reading your books immediately after the lecture, reading the slide, the PDF immediately after that lecture. Why would you have a lecture today and wait for like 2 weeks time before you go through that slide? Ask yourself. If you're being taught something today in class, a lecture, you have to make sure that you read that slide before 1 week elapses, because now this is when the power of that same active engagement comes in. If you have this lecture today, you can read this lecture after classes today, tomorrow, or in 2 days' time. And because it's very close to when the lecture was being taught, you're going to be remembering how the lecturer taught, the explanation the lecturer gave in class, and when you're reading it with the PDF, it balances, you get this, you remember more, you understand more of what you're reading, and with that, it's going to retain more in your head. I've not had any meal since today, and I'm very hungry. So right now, I want to go prepare jollof rice. You get.
Hi, YouTubers!
See my flatmate, her name is Goodness.
Yes. Writing there as rice today.
Hi, Favor. Hi, Favor.
Writing there as rice. She cooked rice, jollof rice.
Hi all. Today is Friday. Today is Friday, and it's currently 11:56. That's to 12. But we don't have class once again today. We were supposed to have class, but lo and behold, the class was shifted to next week Tuesday. So no class today. So I actually slept for. I woke up around 8 o'clock this morning because I went for night class, and I came back. Let's say I slept around 1 a.m. So I slept to 8 this morning. Anyways, I don't know why they don't want to give us life in this hostel. Like, why? I don't even have water in my drum. It's done. This is the weekend, and the weekend there's no hope of seeing light at all. So anytime you're seeing light or they're pumping water, is usually during the week. And they need to bring light today for me to fetch water, because I don't know what will happen this weekend. But hi, Favor. but Well, right now my phone is down too, but I want to go to the doctor's quarters around, because I think there's NEPA light, so I can go charge my phone. Make sure you click the red subscribe button if you've watched this point and you're following me, because why not? And like this video and share and help us get monetized. everything I'm supposed to do for a Friday evening, I be for the weekend. And I actually washed my hair and made it into these two cornrows. I don't know if you can see, but I want to make my hair tomorrow, so hence I had to wash it and prepare it because I will leave early tomorrow morning. So back to where the main essence of this vlog, how to remember what we've read, or how I remember what I've read, things I implement. So I said I was going to give you people do all extra 2 tips today. So the first day, I think by the fourth one right now. So the first tip is active recall. I made a TikTok video one time on I made a video one time on TikTok and about how you can read to retain, and I said something about active recall. Someone was like, what is active recall? So if one person is asking, then many other persons will want to know or don't really understand what active recall is. Now active recall is just basically a way you try to connect with your brain, try to give your brain task of remembering what you just read. Now, let's take for example now, you read this PDF today, right? You read this PDF, and as you're reading this PDF, as you're reading this book, you're giving yourself questions. Most students should apply this. As you're reading this PDF, you're creating questions from what you're reading. So at the end of when you're done reading this PDF, you just, okay, let's say maybe you take a break and then come back to those questions and check if you'll be able to answer the questions, if you'll be able to recall what you've read. And with that, you're tasking your brain, you're making your brain to work, right? You're giving it this task that, okay, I just read something now, so you have to remind me what I read. And with that, if you remember it, believe me, it will be hard for you to forget that stuff, because you just read this thing and you're trying to task your brain to remember it again after reading that book. So apart from setting questions for yourself, we also have flashcards. The flashcard is basically when you're reading, there are certain points you can just write down, maybe a definition of something, types of something, classification of something. You just write it out in different flashcard. Flashcard is just basically, you can use a sticky note. Sticky note has different colors, so you can use these to write these things out, pinpoint, and then every day and probably paste it on your wall, fridge, vision board, and every day you get to wake up, definitely your eye is going to go around your room and your eye is going to go to that place that thing is, and you can just take a glance and remember, okay, this is this is that. And by the time you do this every day for 3 days, for 1 week, it will be very hard for you to forget that exact thing that you're trying to recall. So this brings us to the next point. Have you ever, probably as you're reading, you begin to feel tired, you begin to feel dizzy, you begin to feel like your brain is saturated, I can't take this anymore? Have you ever felt that way? Definitely I have. And the reason is you're not eating well, you're not eating a balanced diet, you're not just eating, having food, giving your brain glucose, because glucose is what the brain uses to work, right? So you need to eat for that glucose to be able to reach your brain and for your brain to function well. So it's not just about drinking gari. Eat nutrient, eat a good meal, make a good meal for yourself, because having a good meal helps you to concentrate more, helps you to focus more on what you're reading. Like, it gives this connection with your brain and with your present. This is what you're doing presently, so it just gives you this connection and you're able to focus more and retain more. Like, you're a student, you're a medical student, so you need to have all those information into your head, and eating a good meal can help you achieve that. So I guess this will be the end of this video. I hope it will be long enough for it to reach 8 minutes, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something. These are basically the things I do for me to read and retain or remember everything I read in the long run, because as students we don't want to be reading and forgetting. So I hope you implement this, and you can tell me in the comment section which of these tips you've been doing, or which of these tips you'll be doing, and let me know if it works for you and how well it works for you. Okay, please engage in the comment section. Say something, like, engage. Active engagement too on my YouTube channel will go a long way, right? It will go a long way to retain this information in YouTube algorithm so they can push it more.